What's going on there, fellow YouTubers? This is Chris from the Mars Anomalies channel. Guys, got a pretty cool one for you today. It's been a few days since I've put up a video. I figured it's about time. I've got like 7 on deck, and I'm hoping to get at least 1 or 2 done each, maybe tomorrow and the next day and so on and so forth. If not, I'm going to try to do every other day. But anyway, I've been busy on the weekend with the family and all, so. But anyway, I got a cool one for you guys. This one goes back. This one goes back to Viking 1 and 2, Mariner 9, and of course there's a series of Mariners, but anyway, Mariner 9, as well as Viking 1 and 2. Okay. Basically, what I'm going to tell you guys in this video is that they've known about this, like I've been saying, since day one. Since they've been, mapping out Mars, so on and so forth. We can go here to, this one here shows, your Viking 1 orbiter, and I'll tell you everything about, is August 1975, and I think it was done in 1976. I can't be 100% sure. But this is what's crazy, and I don't know if a lot of you guys didn't know this, but we all know that a lot of the technology that the military will have will get handed down to us eventually. Okay, and the reason why I'm mentioning that is because these things are a lot more advanced than we think they are. We're thinking it's like old school junk stuff, But when you look at this, like just the communications, 2 accelerometers were also used on board. Communications were accomplished through 20-watt S-band, or 2.3 gigahertz. This was back in '75, for crying out loud. We didn't see 2.4 gigahertz like in your regular phones, your Wi-Fi. You didn't see any of that until like 80s and 90s. Now, I could be off a little bit on as far as dating, as far as, but the point is like, and look at this, an X-band, 8.4 gigs. A lot of people, now I've read up a lot of the Curiosity specs and so on and so forth. And a lot of these, whether it be the orbiters or the Curiosity rover or the rovers themselves, they have at least 3 transmitters. Like Curiosity has 2 UHF, or I think they call them SUHF, and you've got your X-band. And they both, transmit different frequencies and so forth. The X-band on the Curiosity transmits directly to Earth, where the 2 UHF go directly to the orbiters, and then, the information is, the data is then stored, and then when it gets closest to Earth, it then transmits back to Earth. But, when you look at these things and you go, my God, I mean, look at it, it says like a 2.3 transmitter with 2 20-watt transmitters, basically. An X-band 8.4 gig downlink was also added specifically for radio science and to conduct communications experiments. Uplink was via S-band, the S-band 2.1 gigahertz. So, I mean, when you stop and think about this, you could just go, wow, they had this, they were using this back then? Well, it's not like we didn't know about these frequencies. I mean, it goes all the way back to Tesla and so on and so forth. I mean, if you guys know anything about that, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so that's you can read a whole bunch of information. I'll leave the link for you guys, so you guys don't have to go looking for this. And then you get the Mariner 9 here, which also, tells you about it. And, you can look right here and click on this. And then, of course, you've got each of your solar panels, your high-gain antenna, which is right here. It's basically a satellite dish with the LNB right here at the end, and feed horn and so on. And then you get your maneuver engine and all that stuff. Well, you get your infrared radiometer, your wide-angle TV camera, basically what it is. UV spectrometer, narrow-angle TV, and then, so it's pretty wild the way these things are built. So they were way ahead of their time. I mean, most people think, oh, they're probably like tubes and old junk stuff. I mean, how do they do this stuff? Well, it's a little bit more advanced than you think. So, I think people were saying that whatever you think where technology is right now, I mean, when you look at what you got in your house, we're like 40, 50 years ahead as far as military-wise. So, yeah, so God knows what the heck. But anyway, this was in 1971 that they sent this. I think it was in May, was it? I think it was in May. Yeah. It was launched toward Mars on May 30th, 1971, and then it was concluded on October 1972. So what they were doing is they were mapping out, and they did see some of these pictures. Like when you look at this one here, here's a good example. When you look at this one here, they were looking at, they were saying that a lot of them seem maybe would look like old riverbeds, so on and so forth. This picture caught my eye right off the bat, and I don't know if you guys even noticed this just by looking at it, but you can see there's obviously, comet strikes and, things like that of that nature. And you're looking around the picture, okay, a lot of dark areas, a lot of light areas, okay. And like I said, you just look around and you just go, okay, let me see, these must be pretty tall, because I'm looking at these, and if these are shadows, these are pretty tall. And they do say that, and if you read a couple of these descriptions, they are pretty darn tall. Some of them volcanoes, so I mean, you just don't know what you're really looking at unless they actually sit you down and tell you specifically what it is. But that's not what bothered me. I don't care about all that. What bothered me, and I wouldn't say bothered me, but had me intrigued, was these here. I'm going to just let you guys see that for a second. See if anything pops out. Well, I guess a little too far back. And then what I did is I just did a quick line here with the brush and showed you all of these lines. Okay. Okay, do you see it now? This is what's crazy, guys. This blew my mind. Okay, let me go back to step 1, to the original picture. Okay, here it is. And then all I do is I'll go into my, look, you guys can do this yourself. I'll show it to you. Go right here, go to brightness and contrast, but drop way down to shadows and highlights. What will happen is once you do that, it'll highlight, brighten this up and darken this. Get it more even. That's what you want to do. Then add a little blur. You can go to your filter, go down to blur and go down to field blur, which to me is the best one to use on these, and do this here. Hit the 2. Okay. And then you can, hit OK, so on and so forth, and yeah. So anyway, so now I looked at this here, and now I'm going to show you here what I did. First step. Guys, this blew my mind. I don't know if you still see it yet. If these are rivers, why are there shadows? Why are there shadows under them? Doesn't make any sense to me. Every one of these, and not all, and not the whole length of it, because I'm thinking there's something like bridges. They're bridges of some sort. You can see the way these things go around, and there's almost shadows under every single one of these, especially this one. And this one looks like it has supports, for crying out loud. Look at this. One, like a V formation. Another, boom, boom. What does that? What does that in nature? Look at this. It looks like there's like different roads or something right here. Now, when I say this, the reason why I'm coming to this conclusion, I'm going to show you this right now, because there's more in this picture than meets the eye. Check this pile of crap out here and this pixelated shit here. Watch this. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Why am I starting to see shapes here? I'm starting to see these little shapes, round, complete nice round circles, something smack dab in the middle of it. I'm seeing what look like roads, different things cropping all over this place. But look at this. From here, it looks like it overpasses something. You can see a shadow underneath it. Was it possible there's other freeways, highways? Was it water running under it? Is it possible they use bridges over cities? Why do they have to be water? I mean, just to get up and over a certain area. I don't know. But now, this gets better. This is cool. This, to me, now, don't get me wrong. There are natural bridges made by water and wind here on Earth. I totally get it. These would have to be miles long. Absolutely miles long. Now, of course, there's no way to scale it, so I get that. But check this out. Boom, it comes off this, looks like a hill type, comes off, and you can literally see the shadow under it, go underneath it, and it gets tall. Like, you can see this gets taller. In fact, you can see a support there, too. Check that out. Or at least appears to be. Unless it's a road running off, but I don't think so, because the way this comes off, it's just, see how the hill goes down, and the shadow's just underneath it? All of a sudden, you can see it just, like, pull away from the actual, I'm going to call it a bridge. Don't know if it is. But if it is, you can see it coming off the mountain. It's just not very far from the actual object, the anomaly, and it gets further away from it, which means this is higher, this is lower. So, the first thing I thought of, there's got to be something else here besides what I'm seeing here. Am I just seeing things? Is there nothing more than that? Well, then, and here's another thing that just drove me kind of crazy. I don't know if you guys see this. They say this is between wind and things like that. Okay. Is it possible? See the way this is whitened out on the right-hand side of these? Okay, how do we know the sun's not coming from the left to the right, and then they just inverted this picture? So in other words, this would actually be dark. It keeps you guessing. You don't know. Is it possible the wind's blowing this way, and you only see it's like blowing the dirt around, but why would it be dark? Is it a shadow? Is the light really coming from here, and that's why it's bright here and dark here? We can go with that. But it's just weird. With NASA, you just don't know. So you know me, guys, I flip the pictures. You know me. But anyway, I saw these, and I was just like, there's just no way this is natural. There's just no way. Okay, so let me get deeper into this. Check this out, guys. The more you start to check it, and you got to look at the gray areas, you'll start to see small little things hidden in here. And at first you don't, but you will. And they do a great job of trying to obscure this. But check this out. Look at this weird U-shaped, I'm going to call it a structure, because I don't know what it is. Look at this, perfectly round, and it almost looks like it has a cross-shaped item sitting right in the middle of it. Is it a building? Is it an aircraft? Who knows? But check this stuff out. Boom, boom, boom. Just look at all the little intricate little lines hiding inside here and what looks like little structures. You can't see them very good now, but you'll see them a hair bit later. Watch this. Let's see if we can dock it up, get rid of some of the brighter areas. You can see where it's brighter in these, like right here. Now watch this. And I took my time, guys, to actually painstakingly docking these areas out so they don't clash too much. There isn't too much of a contrast. We want to keep everything on an even level, so to speak, when it comes to this, the actual photo. So just looking at some of these things here, I mean, you can see like 1, 2. I mean, just look at the finer details, and you can see what looks like structures, roads, things laying around. This cannot be natural. That's as simple. Like, it looks like you can just see little minute little roads running in every little direction here. Especially down here. Check this out. All of these little pieces down here. You'll see like little intricate little pieces. Excuse me. And you'll see other stuff too. This also appears to be some kind of roads. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. Because I'm going to invert this as well. Now, let's do this. Dock them up a little bit here in other spots. Let's go a little darker. Now, check this out. There appears to be stuff all over the place. Just look around. There's littlest little detail. Look at this. Looks like something's like coming off a mountain and is raised off, like it's propped up, like it's almost like if you had a house built out of a side of a mountain kind of thing. You can see it right here. It's kind of rounded, goes like this here, and boom, and over. And something comes down off of it. I don't know. But these clearly look like, and it looks like they either try to blotch these lines out to make them fatter instead of nice and narrow and real defined. It looks like they try to just, and unless of course it's just a kind of a poor quality at the time. But you know what the strange thing is? As poor quality as these pictures are, they're still better than Curiosities. Look at this. Back up to the normal picture. It's still, even though it's grainy, all you had to do is just blur it up, and boom, it fixes that. And mess with your highlights and your contrast, or you can do that too, of course. But so anyway, like I said, when I do this here, check out all the stuff that's being hidden there. You can see what looks like pipes. All these weird, and when I say pipes, I mean something gigantic. I'm not talking about some little pipe in the ground. This would have to be huge. But check this out. Look at all these little intricate pieces all on the ground here. And you can see where they try to put, the darker areas to try to make it look like it's just ground colors of the, features of the ground. So what I try to do is try to darken that up. And, which, you use the burn tool. You can get rid of these brighter areas if you can. All right. Now, I don't remember if it was this one here. Okay. But check this out now. It looks like you can just see these. Look at this. It's like perfectly round in the ground, and there's something sitting right in the middle. Look at it. Boom, 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 boom. And this to me is just not normal. This is not naturally occurring, Okay. Now I'm going to invert this. Now watch this area right here at the top. Watch what happens. Even though it changes a little bit, it still looks like structures. Watch. Look at this. Are you seriously kidding me? Check this out, guys. They look like buildings scattered all over the place. Now, the question is, which one is the real deal? Is it inverted that's real, or is it the standard picture that's real? This looks okay. It looks like you're looking at an aerial view, of course, of the actual area. It would look like something you would see like in a piss-poor picture of Google Maps. Put it that way. Or this way, which looks a little bit more 3D. I don't know. I honestly don't. But you can just see with like all these little intricate marks. We got 1, 2, 3. Now I try to blur these up a lot because here's the thing. What you want to do is you want to take away any, compression marks, any kind of pixelation. You want to try to get rid of that. So some people say, well, it's a little too blurry. Well, there's a reason why I do that. I don't want it to be a pixelation, and I'm saying it's a building. That just doesn't make sense. So you try to get away from that if you can. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. There's something going right across what looks like something huge laying underneath it. And the way these things go across. Look at, boom, different roads going off. Look at the way look at all these little intricate little things laying around. Look at this. They look like all kinds of structures laying right on the ground. Now, what could it be? Is it structures? Is it just my imagination? Check this thing out. This looks humongous, like it's clearly sticking way up in the air. See that? Look at this. So this thing would have to be humongous. Look at the size of this thing. It looks like it's actually sticking up out of the air. I mean, it could be laying down. It could be just a feature that shows, because you're looking aerial view. But if you notice, it is on a slant. It's at a different angle. It's on an angle. So this may be, looks like a teardrop-shaped tower coming off the ground here. Now, is it? Couldn't tell you, because looks like it clearly goes down into the ground here. Now, is it just a line? It's something laying down on all of this in these mix of structures? Couldn't tell you. It looks like it's standing up to me. It just may be just perception. I don't know. You guys can, as always, you guys know the deal. You guys can just tell me what you think. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little dots, little things running around. All these little things just laying around. Look at this. These cannot be just strictly nothing. Look at this. The stuff that actually goes like this and comes down. Is this up on a hill? Look at the way this thing is shaped. Look at boom. Goes over here nice and smooth. Goes across. You can see it between this gray. It might be actually something in the front of that. But look at this. I don't know. You know, now let's go down to this area. Check this out. Look at all of this mess right here. And you can see what looks like a bunch of little things hiding in this. Look at this. Just a bunch of stuff laying all over the place. Now, are these building structures? Let's go. Let's flip it over and let's see what happens. Now, again, you can see what looks like a bunch of little objects laying on the ground. Now, of course, these would be huge because, but look at this. Check this out. I just saw this. Look at this. Straight across. Comes down all the way around like this. I don't know if you guys can see that, but let's do this. See if I can do this here. Okay. Let's go back to... Well, we can stay on this one here. That's fine. Okay. So, you could just... I mean, just look at the way the shape is. Look at this. Comes over. Down here. Comes around. And looks like it has a kind of a slant kind of thing going. Looks like there's some kind of weird structure right here. Whoop. Did that a little wrong. Let's do it this way. Right here. Comes down. Straight across. And then you get the rest of the structure, whatever it is, right here on this platform in the front. Now, what is that? Look at these right here. Look at one here. Another one here. Another one here. Just trying to show you real quick what I see here. I mean, it's just like... Just point at these little spots. Look at this. Look at this. Different... Looks like roads running all over here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. What are these things? There's tons of it in here. That's the crazy thing. Look at this. Whatever these things are, they're roads, they're... I don't know. To me, they're roads. To me, this is an absolute city laying right here. A huge city. These are bridges. Just look at the way these things run, man. I mean, look at this. Look at this one up here. Well, let's see if I can get to where it starts, or where it ends, I should say, whichever. Look at this. Comes over. It looks like there's a platform of some stuff here. Look at this. This goes all the way down. It looks like there's another road type thing going this way. And look at this. There's like 1, 2. There's one here. One that goes off. I don't know. I mean, and there's tons of it. Everywhere you look, there's like little tiny shapes, like right here. There's like, just look at the finer details. Don't look at so much the bigger things. But there's all stuff all over the place. Whether these are roads, I don't know. I mean, this doesn't happen in nature right here. It's just not going to happen, guys. Look at this perfectly round circle right here. Something in the middle. Look at this. There's everywhere you look, this could be running underneath. Whoop, actually went this way and then back over. Look at this. Another one here. These look like roads to me. And you can see this, like these different ones running off. You can just see, oh my God. It's crazy. There's everywhere you look. All right, now, let's try to flip this thing and see what happens. So, anyway, I said this one here. It could be this one. Now, let's jump down to, this is the non-inverted. This is the standard picture. And I threw the blue filter in there because sometimes it helps pop out stuff a little bit better. And this is what we've got right here. All these things that look like some kind of weird, look at circles, something in the middle of it. And just look around. Now, is this a thriving civilization? Is it nothing more than just, you know, is it a dead area? Or who knows? I don't. But when you start to enhance this thing, oh my God, just so much stuff comes out of here. It's unbelievable. Look at all of this mess in here. Let me get the pointer here. I'll just use this one as a pointer, this little, right here. So we'll do this. Check this out. All of these little things in here, like I said, that platform. Let me see. Right here. Look at the way this thing goes like this. Over, down, over, 1, 2. There's like this, they connect. There's just so much in this picture, guys. It's unreal. Now, is it possible that these are just, you know, I don't know what the term I want to use, like debris and stuff over the years that just sat on these, I'm going to use the term bridges because I don't know what else they could be as far as naturally. So, and check this out. I don't know if you guys can see this. Check this out right here. There's something going, comes out and then down. Comes out and then down. There's all these little things laying all over the place. Look at this. Check this area out right here. I don't know. Now, I'm going to go ahead and throw some color in it. Try to darken up some areas. Try to enhance these little pieces. And they just look like a bunch of little things laying all over the place. Now, some of the things you go, well, I'm just not seeing it, and that's okay. This, to me, shows structure. Now, let's do it this way. Now let's pop it the other way, where we've got this right here. These, again, it looks like more of a 3D look now, and you can see, but to me, the other way, the actual normal way, is the actual way. I could be wrong. I don't know. Again, you guys always weigh in, and, you know, it's always greatly appreciated. And just these, I mean, I don't know. They just look like structures laying all over the place. And a round circle, things inside. All these little things laying like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's like, you just see it like perfectly laying across. Like if it was, let's say it was a road, a regular street like you'd see in your own town. Well, there'd be houses lined up along the road. That's just simple as that. And look, it's like a straight area going right across. All of these little things inside here. Now, even when you do this, all of these things are still here. They're all still here. No matter how you you look at it, it just looks like I said, a bunch of structures. Now, let me do it this way now. Now, this is the I was going to say 3D version, but it's actually inverted, so it looks more 3D. Okay. Now, you can see that there. Now, let's jump down here. Now, you can see there's not as much, this stuff is not sticking out as much, but what I wanted to try to show you is the lines and all the little intricate little different ways it goes off, 90-degree angles, all kinds of weird things. Okay. There was something in here, and I don't know if I can find it now. There's something in here that really stuck out for me, but it might have been in the regular version, not the inverted. All right. Do the red filtering with the inverted, and you can see what looks like structures all over the place. See this right here? Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. Just everywhere you look, there's something laying there. These cannot be just strictly nature. It's not going to happen. In my eyes, it's not going to happen. Okay? Now I'm going to really just darken the heck out of this. Not particularly for this area, but for down here. Now you can see it right here. It looks like a bunch of roads and stuff like that. Now, I didn't bring out the structures. I wanted to show them more of the roads, or what look like roads anyway. And it's just, you can just see this. Now, to me, this is like, wow. I would have never thought in a million years that this stuff would be here. But this is, to me, picture this like a, you know, a giant city, and it's just in ruins. Meaning, if some catastrophic thing did happen on here, which we believe it has, and it totally just killed everything on the planet. Well, if you were to picture the same thing happen here on Earth, how long would it take before everything got covered up by foliage, trees, just dust and junk laying all over the ground, you know, because eventually, believe it or not, wind will blow like seeds from trees and stuff like that onto roadways, and next thing you know, you get trees growing in the middle of the road. You know, and it would do all of these highways as well. I don't know. But just picture that, if that's the case at all, that happening. It's very feasible. I mean, it could happen. Like I said, you just look at 1, 2, 3, these little intricate little squares, and they're not just little spaghetti lines. These are actually, a lot of these have structure. Or they are structures, depending on how you want to look at it. I don't know, guys. You give me your take, but to me, this has been happening, again, from the very first time they started doing flybys of Mars. Like, I think the Ukraine was doing it as well. Let me see if it seemed to me I read that somewhere on one of these. It said it just made it just before the Soviet Mars, see? Only narrow beating Soviet Mars 2 and 3, which both arrived within a month. After months of dust storms, it managed to send back clear pictures of the surface. Check this out. Mariner 9 returned 7,329 images over the course of its mission, which concluded in October 1972. I don't know about you, I haven't found 7,000 images. I mean, if you guys can, great, show me, because I want to check them out. But this is what I'm getting at. There's a lot that's not being told, and of course a lot of it is the truth, but a lot of it, no, they're just not telling us. They're just simply not telling us at all. And like I said, I'll leave the links to both these orbiters and crafts, and you guys can check them out yourself. But yeah, when you look at this picture here, I mean, like I said, the first thing that got me was these what look like rivers, like old rivers, and I'm going, but why would they leave a shadow? That to me was like a holy crap, moment. You know what I mean? Look at this, with a shadow right underneath it, perfectly the same shape as the above anomaly. Now, are these bridges? Are they something else, guys? Maybe I'm seeing things wrong. Tell me what you think. I don't believe I am. And the more you enhance this thing, look at this up in the right-hand corner. Boom. Enhance it a little bit more, you start to see these things pop. You can just start to see them pop. And these, like I said, these have to be miles long. But you can see underneath them, you can see where they actually go down. Look at this, like a hill right here. See how it drops down? It's not very far. Here's the white line. And you can see where this is like not too far from it. It gets more and more further away. See it? Boom, boom. And it seems to go up. And see this right here? It looks like it has like either it goes straight up and down. And you don't really see this too much. It looks like it almost goes straight. But it looks like there's shadows under these things. Look at this. Especially this one here. This one's a dead giveaway. I find it hard to believe this is not a bridge of some sort. I just, like this one over here. This one kind of looks like roads connecting. In other words, like straight here. And then kind of going around here. And you got like what looks like structures in between. You got roads in between it. Like right here. Like again, you can see the shadow just barely separated from this anomaly. Gets a little further. Now it looks like it goes down a hill because now it's from here to down here as opposed to from here to here. See that? So you can see this thing is leaving a hill or a mountainside and then coming back over to here and so on and so forth. I don't know. That's just my best guess. Of course, these are all, people are telling me, well, it's all speculation. Yep. Unless you can prove yes or no, it's all speculation, guys. I just had a guy, one of the trolls, tell me, oh, yeah, well, what makes you think they're lying? Or why would they give you these photos only, they could just completely take all this out. Well, you're absolutely right. How do we know they're not slowly letting this information out? I mean, come on. They didn't realize that these pictures, as old as they are, from 72 and 75, depending on if you're looking at the Mariners or earlier, the earlier Mariners, or the Vikings, they didn't think that people with Photoshop in this day and age would be picking these things apart. So there's your answer in a nutshell. These people are like, hey, yeah, I got all the answers. You don't know what you're talking about. You're spreading misinformation. Yeah, okay. I'm seeing a ruined city here. And I see what looks like a bunch of, structures and everything. But anyway, guys, give me your take on it. Let me know what you think. Well, let's do it this way first. Again, here's the red filter, and here's the whole area. Here's the blue filter. And that's what this looks like to me. Nothing is going to do that in nature. Now, again, I do know we have it here on Earth, but they're not miles upon miles wide or in length. I shouldn't say wide because that would be huge, but still, these would have to be pretty darn big. Anyway, we don't know the scale. We don't know how far this is away. I mean, we can go back and probably read on it. I don't know if it'll tell exactly from in this picture how far it is away, because I don't believe it does in this particular picture. There's no way of knowing. So I don't believe it's super far away, but it is quite a few feet up in here, that's for sure. Anyway, guys, give me your take on it. Let me know what you guys think. And, yeah, we'll go from there. Like I said, I just think this just screams intelligently made anomalies laying all over the place here. I think these are bridges and roadways. I think there's a bunch of cities and stuff below this stuff. I use the word stuff a lot because we just really truly don't know. We are speculating. But, I mean, everywhere you look, it just looks like, and I don't mean this squiggly junk up here and all this other crap. I mean, actually looks like cities or towns or whatever, structures sitting on right adjacent to each other, coming off right, like I said, here, coming off what looks like a, maybe, see like this weird platform coming around? It looks like structures just laying alongside of each other, just right there. And you've got the one right here, where these two right here, where did I see those? Up here, was it? Anyway, you could just look at right here. 1, 2, 3. I mean, there's something coming off right here. I don't know what this is, but it comes up, over, down. This one almost does the same. I don't remember if you can see that or not. Right there. Looks like it kind of goes across and down. I mean, come on. You know, what these things are. Look at this one here. Boom. Comes all the way around. And they did their best to really block this stuff out to a certain degree. Or it's just a piss-poor picture from back then. And that I would get. Today's pictures? No, I don't get that. Although these are probably, you know, these are the actual film, where the other ones are digital today. But still, they should be a lot better, you know, quality and so on and so forth. Why these are better is beyond me. Well, it's not beyond me. I know why. And I think we all know why. Anyway, guys, give me your take on it. Let me know what you guys think. There'll be more coming. I've got another one that's almost similar to this. So stay tuned for that. I've got some other crazy ones coming up for you as well. So, you know, stay tuned for that as well. And like I said, guys, you know how I am on these. I like to show both sides of this if I can. And like I said, these are all right here in this upper right corner. Even if you don't believe the rest of this stuff here, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But you're not going to go from this to this, especially up in this right corner, and say that's just simple rocks. It's not going to happen. And I can see all of these here are not, these are not just simple natural artifacts. Not when they're raised in the air and they've got shadows. Anyway, guys, give me your take on it. Let me know, as usual. And and the other thing is, too, just let me know as far as anybody else who's interested in getting a T-shirt. I'm going to try to send these other ones out, the last two winners. I believe it was Gary as well as Trent. Just let me know. So, you know, anybody else wants to jump on board, just go ahead and say, yeah, I'd like a T-shirt. Anybody else is wanting to get in a drawing. I'm going to try to send the other two out when I can this week. It's going to be busy, so I'm trying to get videos in, do all my other stuff, as well as get these out. With that, guys, let me know what you guys think. Share these videos. Give me some thumbs up. Let me know you definitely agree with me. Give me your comments if you differ from what I agree, as long as it's an adult comment and not like, yeah, man, I'm seeing my dog there. You know, things like that. Come on now. I'll just immediately get rid of you. But anyway, guys, again, let me know what you think. Always appreciated you guys watching, and I will see you next pick.